All right, here we are with Ravnica. What did we call this?
We never settled on a name!
You motherfuckers.
Guild of Dogs or something?
Kill the dogs?
No, Guild of Dogs, you were
Dogs
saying.
in the Guild Pact.
Yeah, Dogs in the Guild Pact.
Dogs in the Guild Pact. Ravnica. Dogs in the Guild Pact.
So working
No,
title.
stop it. It is June 2019 and...
I am Ian, our GM. And to my left, we have Explain Why in Z Guild.
Peter
In the guild!
in the guild. Peter as Aegis and Aetherborn in the Boros Legion. Actually, House Demir.
Okay. Kuro Kegamaru, who is a enforcer for the Orzhov Syndicate. What?
You didn't say your name.
Devin playing Kuro Kegamaru, enforcer for the Orzhov Syndicate.
A human.
Yeah, he's a man. He's a normal fucking person.
Man.
I didn't play a
Meh!
I didn't play a clone or a Thallid or a Sliver. I didn't play any of the cool things I could have played in Magic. Not because I didn't want to, because I thought this character was cool.
I'm Nicole playing Gateau. She is a cowgirl of the cult of Rakdos.
Not a Minotaur in Ravnica, a cowgirl, like the fetish.
Yes.
Ian was very specific if it was a Minotaur like in Ravnica or a fetish girl. It's a fetish girl.
Yeah.
Lines need to be drawn, Devin.
You need to know. The listeners need to
Our
know.
listeners care. All three of them.
Right.
Frickin' Insuling's just like...
You're called out, bitch. The Jarretts. I think both are on the Patreon now.
Cool.
Dude, this
Jarrett and
season
other
of-
Jarrett?
Yeah.
Because for a while there was like other Jarrett, and there are too many Jarretts, Devin. Too many.
Spoiled.
Jared.
Okay, Ian, pitch this fucking game because I don't have to because I'm not running it.
Okay. Wow. So, Ravnica is a city of guilds. It's a whole city world city, however you want to...
It's a planet that is... It's fucking Coruscant, guys.
Yeah, it is Coruscant.
I mean, Coruscant's one example, but also just the fucking Sigil, City of Doors, the city dimension in D&D.
Yeah.
Cool. And it's probably
Yeah.
closer to that because it's not super tech like Coruscant.
No, but it is built up in a lot of ways like Coruscant.
Yeah.
You know, it's not uncommon to see like 100-story buildings and
Yeah,
stuff.
Sigil's not
and,
built
like,
up. It's a very boring setting.
Yeah, it's a weird mix of gigantic buildings and then like torn down ruins, all sorts of neat things like that.
I should have taken a paraglider as a fucking
I mean, you guys, it's not uncommon to see buildings that tall, but it's not like every building's that tall. But yeah. There's tons of magic in the world, all sorts of different races, peoples, cultures. The big thing is there's 10 guilds. The guilds are...
Oh no, don't go down the list.
I won't go down the list. Google them, listeners.
But you can, if we want, we can talk about our guilds.
Yeah,
Or like
yeah.
you can talk about our guilds. 'Cause
Yeah,
you
I
know
can.
more than we do.
I can talk a little bit about your guys' guilds if you want. But yeah, there's 10 guilds, and I'm not going to be using the traditional quote-unquote Ravnica lore in this game because a lot of it can be a little silly and restricting. I'm going to use that word. Let's call it that. So I've tweaked it a little bit. The guilds aren't just... It's not just guilds. They're like a full nation unto themselves. They do other things. They're not single-minded entities. They have a main goal, and they have a common trait, which is what their guild is. But they're not... It's not like everybody in the Boros Legion is a soldier. It's just...
They have wives and children.
Yeah.
And like, you know,
And
cobblers.
yeah, cobblers, and they do, you know, have some bankers, and they do have some people who do other magic things and gardening and whatnot. They're a full culture unto themselves. It's just the average person in Boros, odds are, is a soldier or is more...
Militant.
They're militant, yes, thank you.
And
That's the word I'm
also
looking for.
either they're a soldier or
Or-
you know, someone they know at least is.
Yeah, it's is just a more common trait or feature in their lives.
And that's the guild that Peter's character, Aegis,
Aegis.
is masquerading as.
Yes, yes. The other big thing, or two big things to note, is one, Dimir are not out in the open because
They're
why do
spies,
you have
why
a
the fuck?
shadow secret guild out in the open? That's ridiculous. So they would be more, think of the Illuminati. That's basically what I'm basing the Dimir on. They are, people think they know they exist, but nobody knows for sure they exist. Some people do know they exist. Some people
do know they exist, and then very shortly afterwards don't know anything.
Yeah, that or
Hydra.
they get considered just to be crazy people on the side of the road. Like it's, again, think Illuminati, and that's basically what I'm basing the Dimir on. And then the other thing is the Guild Pact itself is, it's not Jace, for those of you who know what that is, because fuck that noise. It's an actual it's a giant monolith of magic and power in the center of the city. It's not all powerful baloney that stops people from fighting. Instead, it's just basically an agreement that if you start an actual war, there is consequences and there is magic backing the other people, as well as the fact that if two places go to war,
everyone else is going to take sides.
Yeah, everyone else is going to take sides, and the two people who start the war are going to lose the war. That's just how power dynamics work. So, yeah, the Guild Pact is less of an omnipresent MacGuffin and more of just a semi-magical deal. Yeah, so our players are going to be playing members of what I call the Capital Elite, which is an elite. Go ahead.
You described the Boros Legion, but then you're skipping to a different thing now. Do you
Oh,
wanna keep
sorry.
going with the-
Yeah, sorry, I can go around. So I described Boros Legion and Dimir, which is Peter's character, Aegis. The Orzhov Syndicate is very comparable to what it is in traditional Ravnica lore. The Orzhov Syndicate is a bunch of mafia. It's like the church merged with the mafia, merged with the banks. That's Orzhov in a nutshell. Yeah, they're run by undead spirits and ghosts. They're good at secrets and stuff too, a little bit, because, I mean, they are mafia related. They house most of the banks in Ravnica and a lot of the churches. Yeah, that's Orzhov. And that's going to be Devin's character, Kuro. And then Nicole's character is Gateau. And she is in the... what are you?
Cult of
You're
Rakdos.
Cult of Rakdos, thank you. So Cult of Rakdos is a bunch of crazy carnies crossed with...
Juggalos.
With like juggalos crossed with like ravers / reavers. I mean, so they're but like reveling in like a satanic kind of way on spinning everything. So they own all the brothels, they own all the party houses, they own all the clubs. They're very much, we do whatever we want and we terrify the city. And no one really stops them because Rakdos is super powerful and none of the guilds want to be on his bad side.
Yeah, because Rakdos is a literal demon that, is around.
Yeah, yeah. And you can find him partying every now and then in random parts of the city.
If you tried to shut down all the parties, guess what he wouldn't be happy about?
Yep.
So, how much human sacrifice are you doing on a normal basis?
Pretty close, yeah.
And even if it's not like straight up human sacrifice, I mean...
The worship from
it's like
Yeah.
it's big, like blood orgies. So
Yeah.
people are probably gonna die.
Or again, not even full death. Like it's not like Rakdos runs around demanding death. He just demands entertainment.
Yeah.
And whether that be like, because there are people in Rakdos who are like amazing artists or amazing, dancers or comedians or whatever, magicians, and Rakdos, it's entertaining to him. It doesn't need to be death. Now, a lot of it is death. He's a demon. He enjoys it. But it's not, he's not a one-dimensional being. If you guys were to go and talk to him, he wouldn't be like, I want you guys to kill things. No.
I mean, probably, but...
But, yeah. Circling back. So you guys are part of the Capital Elite, which is an elite police force in the capital of Ravnica. Kind of an amalgamation of all the nations, all the guilds, whereas each part of the world is more or less, as I say, it's its own nation. So it's not...
We're the NATO.
Yeah, you're NATO if NATO was a country. And then, so all the guilds live in this one capital city together in semi-peace, and you're the police force looking over it. It's made up of members from all the guilds, mostly Azorius and Boros, to be honest, as they tend to be the people, but there are, as I say, members from all the guilds. And yeah, you guys will be doing... This game will be run more towards the Monster of the Week kind of TV slice of life episode style, but there will be some overarching story and there will be character development and growth. It's just we're going for more of a segmented, enjoyable, fun mini sessions.
So we're also using, rather than the basic Ravnica/D&D
We're
Setting
playing
system.
fucking D&D.
Yeah.
we're playing dice pools and more predicament-based generic roleplay system, dogs.
Yeah.
And I guess for those that haven't caught up, yes, Ravnica is a setting from Magic the Gathering that had a supplement for D&D to play and so on and so on. That's what we were basing it off of.
Yeah. So we're using dogs as our rules system, which is an interesting dice, like almost poker betting system. And it lends itself a lot better to storytelling aspects than mechanical interactions. So our characters don't really have like, I have the power to fly, or I have, a D10 fire, or I have blank, or I do this much damage to a person. No, it's more of your characters have narrative abilities, and then there's dice pools awarded to those narrative abilities.
And you can use them however is justifiable.
Yeah, so you can...
Yeah. For example, I have one that's I'm intimately acquainted with how the body works. That could be doing doctor stuff, or it could be
torture.
slicing someone's artery.
Yeah.
Like...
Yeah. No, it can be applied to a lot of different things, and that's going to be kind of a judgment call from all of us as we role play through. Are we allowing, this scenario to work out however we want it? Yeah.
I think that's everything. I can't think of anything else. Unless we
Even-
want to describe our characters.
Yeah, do you guys want to go describe your characters a little bit more in depth? Like, what do they look like? What are their opinions, beliefs, that kind of stuff? And then
Don't ask me about that.
Well,
Yeah, it's too early for that.
fair enough.
Okay, so my character, Aegis, is an Aetherborn. That's a race from magic, people born of magic that aren't like, normal beings. So it looks like half golem, half, work of art, I guess, all stone face, doesn't have really a face, and, cursing magic, I guess. And he's a person from House Demir. They're the secret guild as we established. And yeah, I guess he's the assassin there. He's working to correct the course of history, I suppose. Be the person that calls the hits out. He's very focused on the actual magic from the system. Focused on the powers. He could do counter magic and fire magic and so on. He also does some vampiric stuff. So yeah, I was like going off from the colors the house the mirror has and so on. So blue and red.
Blue and black for Demir.
Do we? No, okay,
Yeah.
black as well, but yeah, red also is from Boros Legion.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's been infiltrating the Boros Legion, planning to be a legionnaire / enforcer there, to be able to beat people up / do other nasty things and have some cover up.
Yeah. So you would have been born into the Boros, I assume, because your family would be Demir in quotes, but they were.
I'm an Aetherborn. I don't have a family. I was
guess that's
created
yeah,
out of magic.
You were just created more or less out of magic, and you joined the Boros, but secretly, you were.
So hey, I have fire magic. You guys could use me.
Yep.
And yeah, his signature weapon is a chain whip. A giant metal thing that renders skin and what have you. And that's his shtick.
Alright, so... where was I? So, Kuro Kagamaru is me writing up Kiryu from Yakuza and not doing any sort of a good job hiding that. I've been playing a lot of Yakuza, so I built him as a character in Dogs for fun. He is a stern, young adult, early 20s for a person. He carries himself very rigidly. He has a lot of what's the word I'm looking for?
Determination?
Determination, or what was it? Not commitment, the other word.
Drive?
Not drive, it starts with a C. It's like, whatever. Yeah, drive. Conviction. He carries himself with a lot of conviction. He wears, like, a sort of gangster suit, like a pinstrip suit with like a shirt, an overcoat, and it pins up. He has an Orzhov signet pin on him. He has a massive back tattoo of an Oni, which is the big furry monster from the Unhinged set or whatever, but he has like the left half. And he also has a brother who's like not his real brother. He's a sworn brother, Yakura, who's just another dude. He has the other half of the tattoo, and they're bros. They have a strong bond. Anyway, he's highly ethical, highly, philosophical, and like cares about stuff. And I just ripped off that character. If you think of Kazuma Kiryu from Yakuza, that's who this is. This is what's happening.
So what's your tattoo of? Is
The
that
big furry monster from Magic the Gathering.
yeah?
I'm not
it's
gonna
a reference.
Yeah, I said what it was. I already said what it was. I said what it was, that I have the left side, the other guy's the right side.
Yeah.
I went over it already.
Okay.
I did. Yeah, there's not a lot to unpack there, actually. He works for the Orzhov. He's a straight shooting dude.
Yep.
I don't have a big thing to go on that.
Well, that's fair.
Short hair, wears a nice suit.
Yeah.
That's stripper clothes though, because he's always just tearing off his fucking shirt.
Oh, you bet.
Gateau is, like I said, a cowgirl, so she has like the droopy cow ears, little horns, not like a full ass cow face though, but she's a fucking cow furry, guys. You guys know what that is. Google it. She's wearing like black and red pied clothing that's like catsuit basically. But on the horns there's like bells attached.
Ding 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 ding.
Yeah.
Ding.
I don't know how else to describe her. Yeah, it's just I'll draw her eventually. People can see the picture somewhere if you're interested. Cowgirl, red and black clown outfit.
Artist.
Artist.
Harley Quinn, but not stupid.
Sure. Also, her weapons are brass knuckles with spikes on the end of them that also have like short, like puncturing knives coming out the sides of the fists. And that.
Just oodles of fun.
Oh yeah.
Stop.
Bash.
Yeah, I don't have weapons. I have my fists and my determination.
So yeah.
Yeah.
What's that?
Okay.
Oh, she's also missing one finger on each hand.
Because art.
It's the same finger. And yes, because art.
Nice. Okay. Well, thank you guys for introducing your characters. And
Season 1, episode 1.
well,
No, this is the intro.
yeah, this is the intro.
So we're gonna do the things.
So the intro for dogs is you do a training session where you kind of do a single conflict of sorts with each character. So we've decided to do those conflicts as how these characters got into the Capital Elite.
Some of them make more sense than others.
Yes.
Boros Legion in the Capital Elite? Yeah, that makes sense. Even the Orzhov? Yeah, that makes... Cult of Rakdos? Oh boy.
Yeah, there's very few Cult of Rakdos in the
Right?
Capital Elite.
Everyone has to represent, otherwise. So that it's legally binding.
Yeah, so we'll turn camera to Aegis. As Aegis is asleep in his bunk, where it's just rows of, doors going into private rooms, as you're not super high up in the Boros Legion, but you're high enough up that you are not in a crowded bunk room. You have your own little space.
Yep.
However, it is quite small and tight. As you're asleep, a dark purple butterfly lands on you. And in your dream, you see flashing colors and lights. And all of a sudden, you see a picture, image of the Capital Elite, the symbol, the logo for the, almost like the badge. And then it kind of shifts, and you see the image of a swordsman who I didn't do a lot on his backstory.
No, I was just looking because I thought this was his name, and it's like 5 letters long,
yeah, no,
five
no.
words long, but no.
You
This
see,
isn't insulted.
you see the image of a swordsman in the Boros Legion who or you don't know him personally, but you've seen him in passing. You see him getting this pin on his uniform. You see everyone cheering in the background, and him going off to join the Capital Elite. And then you see an image of you, and you see an image of the pin going on to you. And you wake up knowing that you've just been told to join the Capital Elite.
By murdering that person.
Well, you don't need to murder him. You've been told that he's gonna join it if you don't join it. So you need to figure out a way to join it. If you choose to murder him, that is a valid use of your skill set. Yes, so you're in a room. It's a small, almost dormitory-like, just barracks kind of room. And after you wake, shortly after, you hear loud trumpets announcing the morning as people start getting up.
Okay, well, I guess I'll have to figure out who that person is and how to get to them. So, how that will happen.
Okay. You leave the room and start investigating, I guess?
Yep.
Okay. Walking down the hallways, as I say, you've seen this person in passing, so your best bet would be the training grounds, probably. So leaving the building, you find yourself on a large, flattened, like a hard clay with just a little bit of sand on the top kind of thing for training grounds, so it's slightly padded almost. And you see all sorts of beings, minotaurs, centaurs, people, half demons, demi-humans, aether beings such as yourself, weird monstrosities of like sewn together parts, half dragons, even full dragons, sphinxes, all sorts of creatures just training and battling and just practicing all sorts of fighting styles in this giant yard. Yeah.
I guess I look around to see whether that person's training there.
Scanning around, sure, yeah, you find him. There's, as I say, there's some quite large beings and smaller beings. So you find off to one side there's some more or less humanoid kind of creatures sparring and sword fighting. You see this soldier has a large broadsword and big bulky armor, and he's sparring, training with another soldier. They're going back and forth, landing different blows, and there's a soldier watching over and going, point to him, as they tap each other with their swords.
Neat. So I guess I could try challenging him in this training session. Like, oh, let's spar together and see which one of us is better here. It's like, oh, I hear that you're being considered for joining the Legion, so I figured might as well see whether we've got what it takes.
Yeah, you could do that if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he accidentally kills him in this duel, how much trouble will he be in? 'Cause it seems like it's a bad thing, but also like...
It is a bad thing to kill people, of course. However...
I mean...
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, we're in the army, so things
My
happen.
character's just like, I mean, that's debatable.
Yeah, no, you are in the army, and you do know accidents happen, and it's just making sure that people believe that it's an accident.
Yeah.
Nobody's got anything against people who have accidents. Accidents are very common. It's just, you need to make sure they're an accident.
Yeah, and don't just go like,
Yeah.
then once they're down, I guess.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Just wanted to check on that, because if, like, killing him here would have gotten his character disqualified, it's like, oh, shit.
Well,
It's a foregone conclusion that we will join the capital elite.
Yeah, no, it's do you want to challenge him here to a duel? Are you going to hide around and wait for him to see where he goes off
I
alone?
think it's a good place to do the challenge and to prove that I'm better than him.
Yeah, come on, let's do it.
Yeah.
So you walk up to him, as I'll say the two of them, the person he was dueling against, he wins the duel against them, and they shake arms, and the other soldier walks off, and he's kind of just panting very lightly there, wiping his brow, having a glass of water. Soldier? Oh, fine day today, isn't it?
Quite.
Yes.
You have some nice moves there.
Well, thank you.
So I heard you're considered for promotion around here.
Yes, I'm up for joining the Capital Elite. Very nice position indeed.
Oh god, you have to beat this guy. He sounds like such a snob.
Well, it comes to, these guys have grown up in barracks and small rooms, so you get a full room if you join higher up ranks.
I actually forgot you were Demir and not Boros. I'm like, why do you have to get a dream to kill? Oh, right. You're a monster.
Yes.
Right. I totally forgot.
Perfect. I sounded blended in. Nobody suspects.
Even out of character, it's working.
Okay.
Well, you got some moves, but I think I can do better than you.
You want to challenge me for my position as he draws his sword up and kind of stretches a little bit?
Heck yeah. I take my whip and crank it.
You see a few of the people who were sword fighting or, just practice sparring nearby. They stop. A few of them, turn, and their partners don't turn in time. A few of them get smacked and go, ow, watch it. Psst, look. as a little bit of a crowd starts to gather around you guys. Okay, well, then let us spar for the honor and the glory of Boros.
Sure.
Okay, so this sounds like it is going to be a conflict. So in dogs, listeners, there is different types of conflicts. You have conflicts that are physical and non-violent, conflicts that are non-physical, non-violent, conflicts that are physical and violent, and conflicts that are violent from a distance. Lastly, conflicts that are violent but entirely based on no physical components, which is...
Psychic battles
Yeah.
or something like that, yeah.
Yeah. So this is going to be a physical, non-violent fight. Because it's
Until
a
you decide
sparring
to make
match.
it violent.
Yes. Because it's a sparring match. So we're gonna roll body and spirit. So that'll be 5d6 for him.
There we go.
And
I guess we start
2, 2, 4, 2.
adding our
4,
stuff.
2.
right?
Yeah, any of your talents or what have you that you want
Yeah.
to add in.
So then he's gonna add in the trait years of hard training.
Makes sense.
Okay. I'll add my Legion training
Okay.
and being undercover in the Boros Legion. Because does that work or is a relationship?
It sounds like that would work when you're trying to
Yeah, when you're actually
sneaky-
trying to either do
Yeah.
something sneaky or when you're going in, because you
Or
can
clean
add
rank, I
traits
guess, yeah.
in later on. So you could use that like as you're doing the killing blow. If you need something extra, you can.
Also, don't forget your equipment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll have my chain whip. Let's start with that.
What are you looking for?
I want it to be centered. Centered. There we go. It wasn't centering. Okay, so
Do we want to pause while we're looking at the numbers?
do you have your numbers? Coming back.
We're back.
Okay, so we have our sheet ready. So the initiative is based on the 2 highest dice you have. So his initiative is 8. What's your 2 highest?
12.
12. So you start this sparring match.
Okay, so he's got his highest two is 4 and his 6.
4 and 5.
Oh yeah, 4 and 5.
Yeah.
It'd be easier if those were in order.
Yeah, I did mine in order when we did that test session the other day too.
Yeah.
But
Because so that's 9. So what I should open up with, yeah. Let's open up with an 11.
With an 11. Okay.
using a 5 and a 6.
Yeah, 5 and 6.
So opening up with, so how do you do this? Describe what you're doing.
Well, I guess once we're, established square up that, it's an actual duel, I just chain whip around his sword and,
Trying to rip his sword out of his hands?
I mean, probably his sword and his arm, just get him off balance here.
Okay.
Just trade off.
So you hit him with your
Chain whip.
chain whip, and that's an 11, so he's gonna have to do that. And probably that's 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so you hit him with that, and he, his arm, you can see it twist from the blow of your chain as he barely holds on to his sword and pulls his arm free of your chain. He's panting pretty good here. Looking at you, he kind of smirks and he goes, "Whew. Well played, soldier. Well played." And he's gonna draw up his sword and he's gonna charge at you, just thrusting his sword right out.
Okay.
Going towards you, using 10.
Okay.
I mean, he just dropped his sword, and I was just like, what? Why?
Okay then, I'll match that with a 10. So I'm using my training here to parry him, with some gauntlets. I don't have you to.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Okay, next up, he's got 2 highest will be a 6. So I'll attack him with another 6, just start to punch him in close combat.
Okay. Are you using 2 3s then?
2
there?
3s, yeah.
2 3s. Okay. You hit him with it. You just start punching at him as he gets in close. He brings his arms up to defend himself, and as he's blocking it, he pushes off of you, and using his commanding voice power, says, "Get off me!" and backs up and readies himself in a stance, and pushes back. Oops. Oh wow, that was garbage. And so he's gonna look at you, and he knows he's getting pretty trounced here. He starts to get a little bit angry because there's a crowd forming here.
This is humiliating, and he's obviously a proud man.
Yeah, he's clearly getting his butt kicked, and so you can see a shift in his stance. 46. You can see a shift in his stance as he lunges towards you, not in a practice manner, but in a full, outright,
Desperation.
almost desperate attack.
This gives you an excuse.
He escalates into a violent attack. You do not need to escalate if you do not choose to. Mm-hmm. But he is now escalated into violent. And he will attack you for a 7. Like, just, as I say, fully lunging with his sword, meaning to do serious harm.
Yeah, and escalating for the listeners to a physical and violent thing means he gets to add his spirit.
Yes, so he gets to roll some more dice.
Yeah.
Weren't we really body and spirit?
No, you were body and soul because you were physical and non-violent.
Yeah.
I think we said body and spirit.
I think Ian might have said
I might have mixed up, but
yeah, they're like the exact same words, so
fine,
You don't need to choose to escalate. If you choose to escalate, the damage you take is escalated. If you don't escalate, the damage you take is not escalated. If that makes sense.
Assuming you take damage.
Yes.
So, I mean, might as well escalate. Seeing that he's like, starting to lose his cool.
Yeah.
I start to flare up with some fire and start actually adding my magic to it. Well, this is getting serious, finally.
I think now would also be an appropriate time to add in the fact that you're actually Demir.
Yeah.
Because this is actually what you really wanted all along, was for it to be violent, right?
Yeah.
So
you're
go pretending that you're like being in self-defense, but really.
So I'll add my membership of House Demir.
Yeah, go for it.
Should I add that I'm an assassin and I'm sneaky or not?
This isn't a very sneaky maneuver, so...
Fair enough. So I'll add my fire magic and my House Demir and my spirit.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Here we go. It's starting to get interesting. Let me add those numbers.
We'll pause for a sec.
Yeah, sure. Let me pull that up. Am I?
Okay, so he went at me with a 7, so I'm going to match his with my 7 on one die.
Yeah.
So just, effortlessly start to,
parry
deflect
it
him.
like nothing as he's going fully crazed and desperately trying to swing at you. People in the crowd are starting to gasp a little bit.
Also, the fact that you only use one die means you get to keep it and not remove it from your pool.
Yes.
Exactly, so I'm keeping that, and see, he's got not that much left, so I'm just going to, humiliate him, like, that's not, how legionnaires fight, and I, take out my fireball and just scorch his face with it with an 11.
Nice.
Okay. He's gonna use everything he has, and that's gonna do nothing.
Because he still can't make it up.
And so yeah, I'm just gonna say you just grab him by the head as he's like desperately flailing, and I'm not gonna say it's a flashy fireball because you're sneaky, but a small bout of fire in your hand, and you just throw him to the ground, burning his like just melting him. And he gets just tossed to the ground, crumpling in a heap, as everyone looks and goes, wow, he was attacking him. No, unfair fight. Yeah, he went crazy there. What kind of Boros soldier would do that? And people are coming up and patting you on the back and being like, are you okay?
Oh, I'm fine.
Disrespectful. Disgraceful.
Yeah. Well, hopefully that's his last disgrace. That kick some dirt on him and
Yeah. Oh, ridiculous. A few people just drag him off. Well done, soldier. Well done. Well fought. You see a few of the higher up soldiers just clapping lightly.
Yeah, I bow towards them and
Okay. Yeah. So you have successfully won your spot into the capital elite.
Perfect.
So we'll pan to...
Who wants to go next?
Okay. Oh, shit.
We'll pan to
Where'd that
Kuro.
Could you get it?
Don't order what?
No.
How did I even was it?
And we will delete this character from the character sheet.
Delete him from life.
Well, it's in the middle of those,
I mean, he could have survived. He might come later with a vengeance. Then again, we don't even have get his name, so doesn't matter.
And we'll swing to Kuro and Yakora?
Yukora.
Yukora. Kuro's brother, Yukora.
My sworn brother.
Sworn.
Not related.
Sworn.
Okay.
So yeah, I think our whole framing device is he isn't happy that I'm going to join the elite because he thinks it'll disrupt my career in the Orzhov Syndicate.
Moving, yeah, your ability
I will be able to
move
move up with him, and he doesn't want that because we're stronger together.
Yeah.
I'm like, no. Maybe we're at a bar or something.
Yeah, okay, so you
Let's
guys...
say a bar, and there's debris outside.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Okay, you're at kind of a rundown, a bar in a seedier part of
Karaoke
town.
bar.
A karaoke bar in, we're gonna say in close to Gruel territory. So it's pretty beat up. Some of the streets are damaged, and there's people just rage singing karaoke and stuff. You and your brother sit at the bar at a table. You notice the servers, because it's, as I say, it's a little bit Gruel part of town. Gruel being one of the guilds, not...
Yeah, by the way, Legion.
Yeah.
Or listeners, I meant to say.
Yeah. So you notice a lot of the servers give you guys a wide berth and are very respectful to you specifically.
They should.
As they go by, noticing the very flashy Orzhov pins.
I just have a simple one.
Or, well...
It's understated.
It's understated, but it's...
I don't need to...
But it's definitely there. Yeah. And they know what that means. So, yeah. You guys are hanging out at the bar.
Yeah. We just finished a set, probably.
Yeah. Brother, if you join the Capital Elite, then we can't move up together, and you'll get left behind. Don't you want to be part of the higher-ups in the Syndicate? Don't you want to be running things?
Every man has to find their own path, and advancing upward isn't always everything. One can find peace and serenity through other avenues.
But if we work together, we are stronger. And our path is together, brother.
Of course,
That's why we swore to each other.
we are brothers, but does the lumberyard need 2 woodcutters?
If there is much wood.
But who would handle the finances? Who would handle the protection? So that we are strong together, but we don't both need to be mighty oaks. One can be an oak and the other can be the avalanche.
disagree. I think we should stay together. Move up. The syndicate provides for those who look out for the syndicate.
The guild has been good to us. But this is something I must do, brother, alone. You must go up and I must go out.
I want you to go up with me. And he slams his drink on the table after finishing a big
don't
jug.
spill your drink.
Brother, I will teach you to... you will join
I'll
the
teach
guild.
you.
He's a little drunk, okay?
Yeah. Starting to slur his words a little bit.
Sure.
All right,
You're gonna-
all right. I'll put my drink down. All right. I'll like start cracking my knuckles and stuff. Let's see what supplementary lessons you have today.
He gets up too and kind of wobbles a second and grabs, as one of the serving people walk by, he just grabs whatever drink was on their tray as they scurry away from him, and he slams that drink too and smashes it on the floor. Brother, if I win, you will stay with me, and we will move up together as we should.
It's good for a man as young as you to have fantasies. Hold on to those dreams, even if you'll never reach them.
Aren't you the same age?
It doesn't matter, Nicole.
No, I know,
Don't
like,
tread on my
that's-
thunder.
I'm not. That makes it better if you guys are the same age.
I'm the big brother. I'm the swole brother.
I'm not that swole. I just look, like a guy.
The both of you
He's absolutely cut, but he's not like a big, huge guy.
The both of you walk out.
No, we don't. It's starting right here, right
Okay. You guys push aside a table. A few of the patrons of this bar start to stomp their feet and
Yeah.
make some noise. One of the tracks gets switched, and like this hardcore, like death metal screeching, very guttural music starts getting played on the karaoke.
I had a track, and it kind of countermands that, if that's all right with
No,
you.
go for it. Okay.
The fun one.
Yeah.
It's karaoke bar.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. And he just looks at you, and he's gonna take the first swing.
Yeah, he can go for that.
So we're gonna go physical and non-violent. We're gonna
Yeah.
start this because you guys are brothers.
Well, it's not violent because I think it's violent. He's taking a swing at me.
No, it's physical and non-violent because you're not trying to kill each other. Violent is actively trying to kill.
No. You're thinking of consequences.
Yes, but that's
Consequences goes to trying to kill someone, like lethal Mortal Kombat.
yes, and that's what I'm saying is it's a physical non-violent because you're not trying to kill each other. So the consequence, you're not
let me pause.
starting.
All right, we're back.
Okay, so he's rolled his dice. He's going to use his muscular and his intimidating traits. We've agreed that this is physical and violent for rolling, but it is non-deadly
Yeah,
for
conflict.
conflict.
Consequences.
Or consequences, not conflict. Okay. But because it's a little bit weird. And we're gonna say he goes first in the initiative because he's drunk and he's just gonna start this fight.
Yeah, so he's gonna raise me.
So I'm going to raise you. He's gonna come out swinging hard. He wants to show his brother that he's hitting hard, and he's gonna go with a 13 there. And he's gonna punch you just in the face, just a full like haymaker style punch.
Okay, yeah, I'll let him. I'll just I'll take it, get knocked back a bit. Get knocked
Okay.
back, it's fine. I'm going to call that with 6, 12, 13 on 3 dice, which gives
Okay.
me, I think, a consequence.
Yep.
Well,
So
3
you take
consequence dice.
3 consequence dice.
Yeah. Alright, as I'm coming back, I'll grab the drink I put down earlier and flip it in my hand and come back and smash him in the face with it.
Okay.
Going for 8.
For 8.
Oh no, 9, sorry.
9.
Yeah.
Okay.
Finish your drink!
He's gonna take it to the face, kind of brush off some of the glass that's stuck in his face,
You bet.
and just be like, "That's a waste of alcohol, brother!"
What are you gonna do about it?
As he tackles you into the table.
There we go.
for 11.
My Christ. Alright, I'll activate my blood heat and go into my fighter stance.
Go for it.
And kick in strength of the Oni. So another 2d10 and a d6.
So yeah, he just tackles you into the table you guys were sitting at a second ago. Patrons all around are starting to chant and stomp their feet and just really getting into it. The servers are not having this, but they're not going to stop it.
Well, just start counting the damage and others at the bill.
So he called my raise, right?
No, that was him. Yeah, he called your raise earlier, but this is his new. You have to call this.
Yeah, what's he throwing at me?
11.
11. God damn.
Yeah, yeah.
So did I get this thing broken?
8. So I'll call that with 3 dice. Another 6 consequences.
Okay.
Jesus H. Christ.
And then
I
it's
rolled shit
just
on a bunch of d10.
That's unfortunate. He rolled well.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Alright. Yeah, I'll just go flying back to the table, and I'll throw in Flash Step, Quarter Strike, and EX Guard.
Okay. As you fully power up into this fight and get ready, realizing your brother is not
He's
gonna
in a
go.
pissy mood.
Yeah.
He's not pulling his punches.
Yeah.
Whoop. There we go. Okay. I'm going to raise him 5.
You're gonna raise him 5?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. You raise him 5. He'll use just 1 dice to counter that.
Yeah, just...
And what are you doing? So he's pushed
I'm
you
on
into the table.
I will slam my elbows into the table and shatter it, grabbing 2 boards and clapping in the ears with it.
Okay.
And I'll just use my Flash Step to like blip around him.
Okay, you're behind him. So he's now gonna go 10. And he's gonna turn around, like seemingly
And he's-
almost
yeah.
unfazed from that slap to the face, because he's already pretty drunk, so he's looking equally as wobbly. And he just turns around, grabbing like the table stand, you know, the middle part, just holding it like a billy club, and just going to swing at you with it.
Alright, he threw 10 at me.
Yeah.
6, 8, 9. Alright, time to pull in my other stuff. Alright. So as I'm going to reframe that a bit. So as I was getting up, I pulled off my suit, revealing my back tattoo. Because why wouldn't I?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm going to invoke the back. I'm going to pause because we got sirens. Okay, the sirens are gone. We can come back.
Okay.
Well, alright, cool. That didn't work. For some reason, the website that repeats YouTube videos, the only thing it's for, decided not to repeat the YouTube video. Fucking Christ. Okay, I will tap my back tattoo, showing off my physical prowess, and I will just turn and point at him and invoke my relationship with him.
Okay.
To, like, be like, oh, you've done fucked up now.
What are you raising him?
I will raise him 13, and I will grab the
Do you have
bar. I have an 8 and a 6.
That's
You need
14.
to-
9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Is it?
It's 14.
Okay.
2 even numbers can only make an even number.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah. Sorry, Ian. We didn't all go to schools that allowed us to buy houses at 20.
I didn't buy a house.
Anyway, I raise him 14,
Nice.
and I will put my hands under the bar and just lift it out from the floor, pick it up over my head, and slam it onto him.
Okay.
Brother, the lesson is over.
He,
Oh, where are these dice coming from?
he's gonna use his power-up ability.
Motherfucker.
Bro.
And he's going to get hit by the bar and just start like, no, brother, grabbing the bar and moving it aside. The lesson is What did you
You said the lesson's over.
Yeah, the lesson's over. So he'll match you. He has to go 1 over to match you, but he will match you. And he goes, the lesson is not over. Like smashing the part of the bar behind him as he gets up.
We both have demon strength.
Yeah. And then he's just gonna tackle, like full dive, like headbutt you in the gut tackle, trying to throw you onto the ground.
Okay.
And he'll use a 9.
Alright. I will counter with 2 dice. And I will flash, like quickly, like quarter circle turn, flash step behind him, grab him by the scruff of his jacket, and I'm going to hurl him through the window of the bar.
Okay.
Raising him 5.
Okay. He's not going to be able to do anything to that. I mean, I could give him, but we'll call it. So he's going to, you see him get thrown out the window, and I take it you just sit down sort of thing, and you're still standing?
No, I'm going to go outside.
No.
To like pick him up and
No,
stuff.
sit down.
Alright, sit down.
You sit down.
Where there is no bar anymore.
Yeah, you throw him out the window and you sit down, and about half a second later, you see your brother open the door, and he walks in, and he goes, "Fine, brother, you win this time." And he comes and sits down beside you, and he goes, "Barmaid." He calls her over. You see one of the serving girls comes over and brings you each a drink, and just kind of stares at you guys for a half second.
So, octopus ball stands still open.
Takoyaki?
That's not what I said.
Sounds like a good time.
Octopus balls.
Sounds good. And you see him get up, and he kind of looks around, and he goes, "I guess this one was on me, eh, brother?"
Yeah.
And he goes into his wallet, and he just drops a sack of coins and walks away.
Before I go, I need to get your tailor for the tearaway clothes.
Yes.
I'm racking up quite a bill with the guild.
Sounds fair. And that's
That's
the
that.
2 of you. Okay.
So yeah, on 68.
Yeah, so we've decided not to go with consequences for the training session, but
Might as
had
well.
you...
I would have gotten a 13.
yeah, you would have got a
And I would
13.
have gotten a 1, which means I would have advanced.
So you would have advanced, and you would have had a long-term injury.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then you would have had a chance at
Just blowing it away.
injury as well. Because you would have... and if your 3 highest dice meet or exceed your
On your
consequence
body.
score, you
Which
recover...
I'm almost certain I would have been able to match on 5d6.
Yeah.
I would have gotten right through it.
Yeah, so you're good. Yeah. So, that's Kuro and how he joined the Capital Elite. Now we move to
Gateau.
Gateau.
Oh my god.
Yes.
I just remembered the word cheesecake, and for short cake is a term.
That's great. It's a term. No one knows what the fuck you're talking about.
You do.
Short stack and cheesecake?
That's not what I said, but whatever.
I don't know what you're talking
It's
about.
fine.
No one knows what the fuck you're talking about.
Hi.
Okay, so moving on to Gateau and how you joined the Capital Elite. So we pan to a different part of the city, where, strangely enough, there's also a lot of violence going on. You're in a... excuse me. An art exhibit area, displaying some of your art. We'll call it art. As you notice, there are people like dangling from the ceilings on hooks. There's like paintings painted in blood, and then also general regular art as well. All sorts of people are wandering through this art exhibit as you're there. There's a few of your pieces on display.
Is the person I'm looking for here?
Gentleman walks up to you, wearing Azorius? Yes, wearing Azorius clothes, and hands you a package.
Take the package.
And he just nods and kind of walks off. You can safely assume it's the letter of recommendation you requested from a certain person you have information on.
Yes. Okay.
So now with that in hand, you can go to the Capital Elite headquarters and demand a job.
Which I will do.
Okay. You walk through the streets of Ravnica, find yourself in front of a massive building. It's absolutely huge, towering. Like, in parts, it's maybe only 10 stories, but in other parts, it's, 100 stories tall. And it's got to be 20 or 30 city blocks almost squared. Like, just massive building. And above it, in the dead center, is this orb of magic flowing and spiraling around. And that's the guild pact. And you see all the different symbols and runes and words flash across it as it just pulsates with magic, regulating the whole world's laws, basically. You walk in through the front double doors of the Capital Elite's headquarters.
Yes. Is the person that I want to get to, would they be on the other side of these doors? Wherever they are, I want to kick in the doors when I walk in. That's what I'm asking.
Okay. The person you're looking for is probably, you're trying to get part of the Capital Elite, and you're where are you? You're Rakdos?
Yeah.
So you probably don't know the structure of this place very well, so you probably kick in the doors and be like, who's in charge here?
Yes.
Yeah. So kicking in the doors and screaming.
Yep.
You see a large dwarven man turns to you. He's kind of older, a big white beard, and he just kind of turns to you and he goes, you notice he was just on his way in or out, it looks like. You just happen to have caught him. And he turns and he goes, I'm the chief here. He has a huge tower shield and giant warhammer in hand, and a large mountain goat, like a rideable mountain goat, walking beside him.
Well, then I want a word with you. I think it's about time that the cult of Rakdos is represented in your so-called Capital Elite. And I happen to know a few senators who would agree.
He just smirks and he takes the package from you.
I specifically didn't open it because I don't know if the seal matters. But
That's
also,
fair.
it's
Yeah.
funny if it's like a Rosencrantz and Guildenstern thing. Holy shit. I don't know if I said that right.
You did.
Okay. So yeah.
And yeah, he takes the package from you and he opens it and he just kind of flips through it very briefly and he goes, it seems you do know some senators very well. And kind of tucks it away. Like, you get the vibe that he knows you're bribing them, and he's...
Well, I'm not bribing.
Well,
You
you get the vibe that he knows something's up, and he's probably going to be looking into these senators later. Like, you've basically just given him some corrupt officials, and
You've done well in your first
he
assignment.
definitely smirks at this kind of thing, and he goes, well, let's have an interview then, Rakdos guild member, as he walks off towards an office. You go into his office?
Yeah, I'll pet his goat as I'm walking.
The goat just, yeah, whatever goat noise voices are. And yeah, you guys get into his office, and he turns and he sits down in a large stone chair that he easily can like push back and forth as if it's just a wooden chair, and sits down and he goes, "So, tell me, why do you think you'd be a good member to join the Capital Elite?" And he's going to start a non-physical, non-violent conflict with you. So, this will be the chief, and we'll pause to roll dice.
Yeah, let me pause. We're back.
Okay, so yeah, he sits down and he goes, "Well, tell me why you should join the Capital Elite." And he's going to start off with a 9.
Okay. I'm going to Riker sit in another chair, which presumably is in the room.
Yep.
Okay.
Riker seat. You're gonna Riker maneuver it.
Yeah.
Riker sit.
Star Trek TNG, whenever Jonathan Frakes sits down in a chair, he performs the Riker maneuver, where he kind of just sort of mounts the entire chair.
Backwards. Yeah.
Okay. Clearly terrifying.
I don't think you can afford to continue excluding us. And I happen to know that you want someone who will be able to strike fear so that it doesn't have to come down to violence, don't you?
Okay. Are you countering
Yeah.
his 9?
So I will counter with a 9 with my 6 and 5.
Perfect.
For the listeners, I, as well as my soul, my mind and soul, I included the fact that I have an Azorius Senate member in my pocket.
Yep.
I have a fearsome reputation throughout the capital, and that I'm a well-connected member of my cult.
Yep.
So I think you first need to match and then raise, right?
Yep, and then now you raise.
Yep.
So you matched him by saying that he can't afford not to have you.
Yeah.
Did you just use a 6 and a 5 there?
Yeah.
You could have used a 4 and a 5 to match the 9.
Oh.
Because first you need to
Because
match.
yeah, you don't.
No, I know. I was just doing my math wrong.
I didn't want you to lose a
Yeah, that's a good catch.
extra high dice. Okay, there you go.
I don't know what else to actually say.
You can say that's your count. Like, and then you just kind of stare at him.
Yeah.
And then
An
yeah.
intense stare.
Yeah. Okay.
Are
Are you gonna hit him with a big one or?
Because he can only match to 7 without getting hit. So I guess if you do at least 8, so 5 and 3 even, that's already brilliant with 3 of your dice.
Yeah, I'll do that. So yeah, I will counter
5.
with a 5 and a 3. Well, I'll raise with a 5 and a 3.
Yeah.
Intimidating posture and everything.
Yeah. He kind of looks at you and smirks, and he goes, "You think you're the first Rakdos to join us? It's so cute how you all don't know anything. But interesting. I like your spunk there, kid." And he's going to... He'll take that hit. So for 8. So he'll do that. Takes a hit. And then he's going to look at you. And...
I mean, I'm really tempted to just fucking escalate to violence right now.
I mean, you
Condescending
almost
piece of shit.
got him. Because, like,
No, I know I almost have him. It's just condescending piece of shit.
he's going to use his good instincts. And he's going to use the fact that he is chief of the Capital Elite to roll some more dice. And... And then he's going to use a 6 and a 3, and that'll be 9. And he's going to say, "Well, Okay. I can see kind of what I've heard of your reputation a bit, but I don't know if violence or your version of violence, intimidation, is quite what we're all about here. Tell me, would you be able to be a team player?
Oh, don't worry. I've worked in teams before. I'm gonna raise an eyebrow when I say that.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's straight up an innuendo.
Okay. Yeah, he used a 9, so go ahead and counter.
Stop moving! Stop moving the colors!
Why?
So the bigger numbers will be more visible, so you'll be able to.
It's hard for me to read them with those dark colors.
I know.
I'm going to counter with 2 4s and a 1.
Okay. Taking a hit.
Yeah. So this is here, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's non-physical, non-violent. Okay. So it's a 3. Sorry.
Oh right.
Because you used 3 dice. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Worked in teams before. Yeah. So, yeah. Just like, don't worry, I've worked in teams before. And I've never had any complaints. Tell me, what is it that you want? And I'm going to add in the fact that I can get people to admit their deepest desires.
Okay.
8, 5, that's not bad.
Nice. And then you're going to raise them 12, I assume?
Yeah.
Okay. He's going to use his legendary mental control to block
That's smart. Even if it doesn't work, though, the fact that I have that power would be valuable to me. So
no, it's true.
Go.
And you hit him with a 12?
Yeah.
So he has to use up that and that. Actually, no wait. 9 and 4. So he'll take a hit, and that way, doesn't have to use that up. So he looks at you and he goes, "What do I want? I want the capital elite to be the strongest they can be, and I want them to be respected, not feared."
That's such a arbitrary distinction.
Maybe to you.
And to most people on the streets. Don't you want order in your city?
He's going to raise you an 11. And he's going to say, "Children understand order through fear. Adults understand order through respect."
It's just a lie! What did he raise me?
11.
And bash!
I might have to.
The world moves to your will?
It's telekinesis.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I'm going to
I mean, you
escalate.
can just... You don't have to necessarily win this.
Oh, I want to win.
Now it's personal.
I'm going to say, oh, really? And I'm going to add in the fact that I'm a master illusionist, and the fact that I have telekinesis.
And you're going to start moving things around his office?
Yeah.
Killer Queen!
Yeah. I'm going to, and if there's like a desk or anything, I'm going to like smash everything off of it. I'm going to manifest like scary shit, and I'm also going to attack. I'm escalating the conflict.
Okay. So You're going to add your body, so you'll roll body, and then those 3 other things, or 2 other things that you said. So it is body because you're going to physical, or sorry, are you going physical non-violent because you're not attacking him, you're just smashing things on his desk. Right?
One moment, I'm just looking at the different stats here. Because we were at non-physical, non-violent.
Yeah, it's just, do you want to be smashing things on his desk, or do you want to physically attack him? Are you going physical non-violent, smashing things on his desk, or are you going physical violent because you're hitting him?
I'm going to go physical, but at a distance.
Okay.
Because I'm using telekinesis.
So then you can roll your soul.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, physical,
or spirit,
but
sorry.
is mind and spirit.
Yeah,
so.
spirit. But you've already rolled your mind, so you just roll spirit.
Oh, right.
Yep.
That's fine. So...
Violence at a distance is going to be spirit, plus your telekinesis power, plus your... what was the other one? Your illusionist power. So you're going to have a whack ton of d6s, it looks like. Here we go. He had an 11 on you. There you go. You'll match him. So you manifest these terrifying things around him?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he had an 11?
Yeah. So
I'm going to use 3 dice. My 5, a 3, and a 3.
So you're going to take a hit?
Yep.
Okay.
And this is D6s now?
This will be a... I'm going to say it's a non-violent action because you're not physically... Or no, you did say it was violence at a distance. So it's a D8.
Yeah. Okay.
So 3 D8s.
For consequences?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, he's like, adults or don't get intimidated by fear or whatever. And I'm like, oh really? And I will raise him a 12.
Okay. Manifesting terrifying things all around his room, moving stuff.
Wait, is he adding more dice in right now?
Oh, he can if he wants to.
If he escalates.
Yeah, if he escalates with you.
Okay.
But he stands up and he's going to use up all his dice, which will give him another 3 consequences. So that brings it to 9. And he's just going to stand up and be like, interesting. I do like your enthusiasm towards the job. Fine. I'll let you join. It would be good to have more spirited youngsters. And pulling a piece of paper out from his drawer, he'll scribble something down and he'll hand it to you.
Is that like a script of employment, basically?
Yeah, and he basically says, take this to the front desk and they'll get you all signed in.
Okay. I will do so, but I'm also planning on killing this guy eventually because he's a dickbag.
Whoa! I wouldn't go that far.
Oh, he's a dickbag.
He went there.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. That's how Gateau joined the Capital Elite.
Blackmail and intimidation.
Yep. Okay.
Roll
so
your consequence
that was
dice.
yeah. So there would have been consequences, which means you would have had at most a long-term consequence and an injury.
So roll 3d4 and 3d8.
And you could have possibly had a growth, but don't worry about it because we're not going to keep it.
Let's see what I would have gotten.
You would have definitely got a growth.
And
then
3d8. You roll everything together, and then you take the 2 highest dice.
So 16. So yeah, you would have had a long-term consequence, and you would have had an injury, which means you would have had to roll body, and if your 3 highest dice meet or exceed your consequence score, So rolling 3d6, or rolling how many your body is. I don't know what your body is, but
3d6.
yeah, rolling 3d6, you would have had to roll all sixes to no, because 16, so you would have had to roll all
5, 5, 6.
5, 5, 6, yeah. Yeah. So you're fine though. Yeah, so that's how you guys joined the Capital Elite, and that's been our intro session.
Yep.
I hope listeners enjoyed it. It should get smoother as we run the system more and more. And yeah, I've been Ian, the GM.
Devin.
And Nicole.
And this is sponsored by Nobody. Signing off.